homeless on the road. Day, I don't know. It's been about 2 or 3 months now. And I thought I'd come on and tell the story of why I decided to give up what was a really nice apartment, nice life in a city and all that kind of stuff, to live on my motorbike, off the back of the bike, in a tent quite a lot of the time, and completely, actually, I have no home, no normal home. Anyway, that's my home. And a lot of people have been asking me why I've chose to do this, and also really intrigued because it's quite adventurous. So I thought I'd tell the story, but a bit of context about me. So I've had a pretty chaotic life. I hit the road when I was 14 years old to become a professional musician. I'm a jazz drummer. And that I grew up in this nomadic traveling. I was traveling all over Europe, the UK, living in hotels, but getting up every day and moving. And you go and do the gig, then you go to another hotel, you sleep, get in the car or the van or the plane or whatever, and you continue. And yeah, that's what feels like home to me. I guess it always has done. Living on the motorway. And anyway, I did all that. I was a professional musician, and then COVID happened. I've been on the road for about 12, 13 years, I think it was. And for the first time in my life, I had a chance to stop and think. And I'm quite entrepreneurial. I have crazy ADHD, which makes me jump from one thing to the other. Music's been the only consistent thing in my life, and now the bike. But it gave me a chance to think about other ideas, and I fancied a new challenge. And I got into, throughout COVID, I did various things. I started a food business from my mum's house. I set up a live stream, which was very successful. I got a studio, and we were doing weekly gigs online. Various other little things I tried. And then after that, after COVID sort of lifted, I started putting on events, and got heavily into this business side of the music industry, hosting big concerts. And again, I still do a bit of that. That was hugely successful. And anyway, then I really, really got into the business side. I started doing way less gigs myself, and I'm sober. I'm in recovery for alcohol and drugs in my 8th year, and I really wanted to help other people like me. It's always been a dream of mine for various reasons. That's a story for another time. And so I started a sober coaching business, which again I made very successful. But what the byproduct of that was I thought that I wanted a bit more stability in my life. I wanted my own proper base, because before COVID, I'd just been sort of fleeting around Europe, crashing at my mum's place from time to time and using that as a little bit of a base. But other than that, I'd live in hotels and just for work, and sort of getting covered in really big ants in the middle of a forest, as you can see. Yeah, I decided that, okay, I did my Portuguese residency a few years ago, post-Brexit, to give myself back some freedom. And I was like, I'm going to go to Lisbon, and I'm going to settle in Lisbon. I've just got to do it. And I got this really nice flat, which cost me so much money, renting. And I created what I thought was my dream life. And it was at the time. The really nice flat in a beautiful area of a beautiful city in Europe, surrounded by other business people really high achieving, and the nice gym, the nice everything, And after a while, I started to become really unhappy, and I felt really, really trapped. And what I'd realized is I'd ultimately created myself an office job, because I was constantly working on a laptop and all that kind of stuff, which was great for a bit. It gave me a bit of a break from traveling, which I think I needed. But it was, for one, bloody lonely, because I was working this on my own pretty much, but all online, so I was confined to these four walls. And then because of my ADHD and what I'm now discovering autism, to go and work in like a co-work or a cafe, the outside noise driving me bloody crazy. So you end up being on your own a lot. So when you've been a musician, and basically when you're a musician, well, for me anyway, but for most musicians, you just hang out with your mates and you go and like conquer things. The thing you conquer is the gig, and you all get in a car together. It's like one big mission and adventure, but you're doing it with people, and it's teamwork. And I believe as humans that we need that human connection and teamwork, but also for me especially, but I think as humans, we need human connection, and I was lacking that. And I think a city can become a really lonely place, and it certainly did for me. And society, like modern society, this chaotic modern society, is can also be incredibly lonely, because everyone's kind of pretending to be something they're not. And that's what happened to me. I started to become someone that I didn't know or really identify with anymore. And at the end of the day, everything I was doing with the coaching was because I wanted to get back to music, which is a little bit more financial stability, I guess. It's bloody hard being a musician if you want to have a nice life anyway. And I realised that I'd removed the one consistent thing in my life, and that destroyed me. And what comes with being a musician, is the travel and all that kind of stuff and the adventure. So one day I just couldn't take it anymore. So yeah, I got rid of my apartment. I actually stopped my business. I just completely up and left that life in Lisbon, and I've been an avid adventurer on a motorbike for the last few years, and I thought I just got to hit the road. So I was living one extreme, which was this like conventional city, not 100% conventional, because I still had my own thing. I was doing what I wanted to do, I thought. This quite fast-paced life, to the pendulum swinging the other way to the life I'm in now, which is complete freedom in my eyes. And it has its own challenges. And I tell you what, it's really, really hard. But I'm feeling way more at peace. And again, I've actually just been through, because I'm flying back. I'm currently in the mountain range of Sierra Nevada in southern Spain, near Granada. But I'm just traveling north. I've been in Morocco, came here, spent a bit of time in southern Spain. I've been back to the UK for work, and I flew in back to Spain a couple of days ago, and the chaos, I had to go to London, and the chaos, for me anyway, maybe it's just me, but I just can't fucking deal with it. It's like someone screaming in my head all the time. Apart from when I'm on stage or playing music or whatever, then there's silence, But this life because I'm constantly moving, exploring, adventuring, and best of all, meeting the most amazing people, because I'm a big believer that to meet the people that you want to meet, you have to put yourself in situations. And that's what I did in Lisbon. I thought, I want to be around business people and people really successful. What the fuck's that? And I did it, and I've met some wonderful people who I'm still to this day hugely inspired by, but I also met a load of people who I just didn't really connect with, I guess, and that's not me. I'm a musician. I'm a bit of a fucking hobo. A hobo likes nice things in life, but I just can't be part of this modern society in the way that society wants me to be part of it. It just doesn't work for me. I'd much rather just be like in the dirt. Like I'm sitting on the dirt covered in ants and dust, and there's a fly on my phone next to what is my best partner in life is that motorbike, you know. I can smell the pine trees. I've just been up to the highest point in continental Spain. It's that's freedom. And I don't have loads of money. I have hardly any money. But the thing is, it always works itself out. So my plan is to just float around. I have some ideas for the UK, and I still like creating things, you know. So I'm going to do more of these videos. I'm going to show you some of the adventures. And I just thought, a lot of people have been asking me why. Why have I chose to do this? Because it is a bit mental. I guess I'm a bit mental, but I think we're all a bit mental, really, once we just allow ourselves to be us. And that is exactly what I'm doing. And that is bloody liberating. And I feel like again, a lot of this is to do with my mental health, like ADHD. I've spent such a long time being like this, even though I've always kind of broke the rules and done what I want, but I was still trying to mold myself to society in the way it wanted me to be. And now I've just got, and it's hard because all these emotions are coming to the top. But the great thing is I can finally fucking breathe a little bit. And even just talking like this is helpful. Don't know if you can hear these cars, but there's loads of fancy Rolls Royce and Bentleys and BMWs from Germany test driving on this amazing road. So yeah, if you're into this, if you want to see my adventures around the world, because I have been all my life all around the world doing various things, and quite often on two wheels, but now I think I'm going to head east. I'm going to go back to the UK again for a while for some work. But I'm going to ride from here in the south all the way up to Barcelona and catch a ferry to Genoa in Italy to cut out France. Sorry, I'm covered in flies. Did I say Genoa in Italy or Genoa in France? But anyway, Genoa in Italy to cut out France, because France is bloody expensive and so busy on the south coast. And then I'm going to go head east, I think, to Hungary. I've never been to Hungary before. And then maybe down to Romania. And then who knows? I'm not planning anymore. We don't need to plan. Why? What's the point? So yeah. If you want to see more of his content, I know everyone says this kind of crap, but you should subscribe and like it. Give me a thumb. Actually, give me a comment and let me know your thoughts. I'd be really intrigued to know what you think. If you might relate to this like noise all the time in here with ADHD, you might be sober, you might be thinking of getting sober, you might ride a bloody motorbike. So yeah, I would love to hear from you. And you can also follow me on Instagram if you don't already, and I'll put that in the description below. But yeah, peace folks, and I hope to see you on the road somewhere along the way. Ciao.